streams pretty much every day. But we're just going to see how I'm not a massive trader on a Monday. Pure price action trader, only focus on gold, NASDAQ, and DAX. The stats that you see there, that's from the 1st of August, and they're just trades that I've taken on the live stream. So if you went back to view any live stream since the 1st of August, you'll see that we've taken 14 trades, 10 wins, 4 break-evens, and no losing trades. Could I be tempting fate? Could well possibly be, but it's just a simple process. I don't bank the most. I don't trade with the biggest accounts, but I have a systematic approach that I believe is superb. Hence, I trade it every day. Gold trader, good afternoon. Ready for a good week this week, bud? Rava, hey, how we doing? Lucian, Adam, gold trader. Gold trader's ready to smash it this week. James or Jalan, how are you, buddy? So let's see what we can do. Opportunities. We're waiting for the 15-minute chart to candle to close. If we get a close above, let's just mark the charts out. What we're going to look for. So buys above 36.20. Let's call it 36.21. We'll put it on top because we're buying. Okay, so what kind of systems would I be looking at today? Simple analysis is gold keeps printing new all-time highs, so we're going to stick with two of our strategies. One is a breakout for longs, and the other one would be a BPC. Now, the BPC, in theory, has already taken place because if we look at this, here is your breakout trade. This is your correction. So the pullback, and now we're looking for the continuation, BPC, breakout, pullback, continuation. So the continuation's already taken place, so it's not something that I would be, yeah, I don't like Mondays either. Who sang that song? Probably show my age now. But yeah, I'm not a, is it going up? On the whole, yes, it is going up. But, you know, ultimately, when I trade, I need a set of rules that will tell me how I'm going to trade. So, for example, if I want to take a breakout, my breakout rules would be this. Let's see if the damn thing works today. And there we go. So this is what I'm looking for. Well, we know we've got clear space because we are all-time highs. Now, for sells, there is potential for a sell, but I would be more inclined to wait for a change in structure to get sells. What's this one say? I've been following since Asian opening. My strategy has been throwing out buy signals all day, but I refuse to buy it. Yeah, that was kind of me last week, mate. I wanted a pullback, and yeah, we got a pullback, but the opportunity down here I didn't really see as valid, so I just let it go. Plus it's Monday, so I just sat there and wait. And that's what we're going to do. Opportunity to sell. If I got below 36.088, I'd be interested in sells. So sells below 36.08.8. That would be what I'm looking at. Now, also look at that. Pound yen is back at 200. Could this be significant? Are we going to continue to move higher? We have to remember that there was significant news in Japan. Prime Minister Ishiba, I think that's how you say his name, quit over the weekend or resigned. So yeah, it sent the yen into some selling off or depreciation. And we saw some big gaps on the open. Afternoon DAX sells from Dan. Let's have a look. In fact, just hold on 1 second. I've not put, it's the first time I've really looked at the charts for opportunities. So I just want to take a Forex. Let's have a look at the calendar. Nothing. Nothing today, nothing tomorrow. Okay, so quiet day on news, or no scheduled news anyway. We obviously we do have our favorite president that does like to throw in some tweets or whatever you want to call it on social media that definitely spice up the market. So let's just put no scheduled news today. Okay. I'm also going to bring in what would be a breakout short rule for here. Now, we also can see that we have plenty of clear candle space. This is a small body here where the market met resistance. We can see the market pushed up, came back down. So on a lower time frame, we do have structure in here, but I'm also going to be a lot more aggressive with short entries should we get an opportunity. So the range we have, I can't mark any range to the upside because it's just going into all-time highs. So 114 pip range. People will be saying to me, "Oh, what are you selling for?" I'm not selling yet. I'm not selling. But look, I have rules that will give me opportunities for longs and for sells. So if the sell setup presents itself, I will take it, no questions asked, even though the market is going long, right? I have to trade according to my rules, regardless of what the market's doing. Yeah, does everyone understand that? Because ultimately, right, when you're trading, you're going to be second guessing yourself all the time. So if you don't have rules or strategy in place, you're going to trade based on emotion, dopamine, any kind of subconscious thoughts that present themselves to you. You're gonna act based on that. So if you feel like you're one of those traders that acts based on fear, greed, and subconscious, let me know. Just say yes. Hey Gubby, hey Casey, Doctor, Afshan, Nab, Santi, Lapera, how we doing, guys? So just let me know if you're one of those guys. Hey Callum, how you doing, bud? JMS, good afternoon. So listen, right, remember, objective. What's our objective, guys? Is our objective to place trades or is our what is our objective when it comes to trading? Sorry, Dana, could be on for a daily flip. Um, on what? Which market, Vic? Give us a clue. You on about the DAX? Yeah, let's have a look at the DAX. Okay, 15 minute. Yeah, if this one closes, what have we got? 3 minutes. If this one closes like this is my preferred setup right now. Yeah, DAX. Let me just get magic keys ready. The case of being patient does not work out all the time. That is so true. But as I say, in terms of patience, sometimes we miss the boat. But I'd rather miss the boat and be, if we think about the pilot, and my analogy of pilot on, I'd always rather be the pilot on the floor wishing I was in the air than a pilot in the air wishing I was on the floor. So, yes, although patience may not pay off all the time because you miss the trades, at least you're not going to be sat in a trade thinking, oh shit, how do I get out of this one? Okay, so there's always pros and cons to everything, but I think I'd much rather be the one that goes, do you know what? I've missed this one, but there'll be another. Mikey, good afternoon. Too, good afternoon. Jaffet Felix, good afternoon. Christopher Martin, good afternoon. Cole Saunders, Baby Dream Depot. Okay, nice. Kigotso or KG, good afternoon. Loxy Blue, Sherry Mungai, Logic Traders Limited, good afternoon. So listen, we are going to look for a sell on the DAX in 3 minutes. So this is going to be a breakout sell. If we get a close below here, now just remember you're going to have to let's just pull this on first. Breakout short. So there's the rules. How many points do we have? There's 33 points down to the first structure, so we're okay in terms of risk reward, not risk reward, in terms of hitting targets. Let's have a look. I do not trade DAX. We'll trade NASDQ if you trade it. Yeah, we'll have a look. Let's see what's going on. Okay, 23,500 is where I'm going to put my extended targets. All right, let's see what happens. Now, if we get through 23,500, this area here, if we get through that, we could see it. It doesn't look like we're going to close below. Right, I definitely won't take the flip here. Now, this is where a little bit of gut feeling's coming in. Well, actually, yeah, let me see. It has closed below on my broker. I'll show you. So I'm gonna put the order in. Let me change screens. Yeah, it's closed below on mine as well, done. I'm just gonna change screens on both YouTube and there we go, and TikTok. So there we go. Hopefully you can see. So if I put my crosshair in here, we look at the closing price at this one, it's 23,671. Closing price here is 23,657. So good few points difference. 14 points difference. No, hold on, that can't be right. The close 671 671.3 671. Yeah, so half a pip below. So a few new people just come in. So we've got a pending order short on the DAX. I'm just going to put a partial TP in. So partial TP is going to go in at 20 pips. 100x, welcome. Matty, hi, how we doing? V, Sky, Marietta, good afternoon. So listen, we have a pending order in on the DAX sells. So sells below this wick here. We're looking to take money off before we get into this structure area. TP2 will be 40 pips. And extended targets are down here just below 24, call it 23,500, just above that. So yep, this is a breakout short, and the rules are very, very simple, guys. So remember, this is something that I do on a daily basis in here. We just trade fixed rules, so there's no emotion, there's no fear and greed. It is what it is. We win together, we lose together. What slippage settings do you recommend for copiers? So if on gold, or if you're doing it on gold, I would say you do 5 pips would have to be the max. But realistically, anywhere between 3 and 5, it's personal preference. Callum's Been out and back in again. T, good afternoon. Eddington, Dimanji, how are we doing? So, yeah, short order is in on the DAX right now. Sells below this bearish 15-minute candle. So, rules for this were a close below support, which we've had, albeit only half a pip. So, it doesn't need to be loads. It's just a close below. So, there's no gray area. It either closed below or it didn't. The next thing is the next candle has to push higher. So, next candle, is it pushing higher? Answer is yes. So that's happened. Now, if we sell below the wick here, do we have clear candle space to at least our first TP? Well, our first TP, we can see we've got clear candle space pretty much all the way down to here. You got this one wick here that we can take into account, but our TP is above it. So ultimately, all our rules are met. So all we have to do is place the order. At 15 pips, we will then move our stop loss to break even. Some of you actually use 15 pips as a take profit, so that's personal preference. Um, uh, DAX DAX and Nasdaq 5 pips. All right, gold trader, take care. See you in a bit, bud. Yeah, very well, thanks, Eddington. I'm not a big trader on a Monday, if I'm honest, guys. I'm not a big trader on a Monday. And reason being is it's first day back. Yes, the market's open last night, but if you think about the way the market's open last night, what we're seeing, how many of you are quite active on social media? I mean, I'm not very active, but I do a live a day. This is my shop window where I share what goes on basically within my membership, within my community. Um, how many of you follow what is being said by economists and hedge fund managers? Anyone follow what's being said? What are people talking about right now? Anyone know? What are people focusing? What do they think is going to happen with the global economy? Yeah, I mean, gold could be 4,000, 5,000, but what about global economy? Recession? Okay. Anyone else? Gold trader, that was quick. So, what are they saying? So, some people are saying recession. Anyone else heard anything different what economists are saying about the global markets? What do they think is potentially around the corner? And this will add 100% fuel to or catalyst to continue the burning desire to buy gold. So it's a bit worse than a recession. What's worse than a recession? What are people talking? Haha, no problem. Possible rate cuts? Yeah, I mean the rate cuts. There's rumors and the talks of that. Well, crash. It'd be worse than that, to be fair. What's worse than a recession and a crash? And we're not talking about global reset, okay? I'm not talking about conspiracy theories. So that, yeah. So I mean, listen, inflation will continue if the economists are right. So global markets will crash if they're right. Um, they're talking about depression, global depression. And listen, I don't care if we have boom, recession. Yeah, I mean, listen, they should have dumped a long time ago, in my opinion, but they've just been artificially propped up by stimulus for so many years. And there's just no, the only thing that they can keep doing. So Ben Bernanke was the first person from the Fed to inject $1 trillion, and then it's just gone haywire. I mean, the US is, I think, 35 to 37 trillion dollars in debt. The UK is like $3 trillion. This is like, and when we look at interest rates, this is crippling. It's just taking money out of the economy, which is why inflation is not really going anywhere. Yeah, there's going to be some well, listen, I may be I, I don't know. I'm just passing on the information that I've heard and listened to this weekend. So listen, if you're into anything like that, by all means. So Ray Dalio did something on it. Um, Rob Moore did. Uh, there's but look, at the end of the day, whatever happens, happens. The markets are going to move. So if we're clever and if we're strategic, then what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to make a killing. I shouldn't say that word. We're going to be able to make a fortune. So I just realized that sometimes things can be misinterpreted with AI and things. I don't want to get any more issues on TikTok. So yeah, there could be some fantastic opportunities. We just need to position ourselves right. So yeah, I mean, look, there's the way that you conduct yourself on a daily basis, right, guys, is going to be really important to they say right, we can live a lifetime in an okay, we can earn well in a year or whatever, we can earn decent money. But when these opportunities present themselves, I mean, I had an opportunity in crypto, but I didn't understand it, so I didn't take the risk. And I look back now and I'm not a cautious person at all. I'm so not cautious. But yet, because I didn't understand it and I didn't understand where my money was going to go, and one of my friends literally said to me, look, just put 5, 10K into it. And this was when Bitcoin was like $150. And I was like, nah, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I like I'm still not 100%, right? No, Uh, Magic Keys is good. It's probably my favorite one out there. I do get a few glitches with it, but it's like any technology, right? There's always going to be glitches, there's always going to be issues. But it seems to correct itself pretty quickly with a quick uninstall and reinstall. Um, yeah, I mean, look, for trade management, this trade assistant or Dane's trades are all very, very good. I'm looking at getting one built and developed right now that will be specifically I mean, it won't be much different, but it'll be set up for the way that myself and my team like to trade. And then that way we're good to go. Um, we just need to spot the sign. It will be a, yeah, I think you're right. I do think you're right. Now look, this is, there's no setups at the minute. So I'm just looking for a potential breakout long here. Now we've got comics coming in 3 minutes. If we break the highs, we could see another push up. I'm gonna listen, I'll I'll look to sell Nasdaq if we get a close below here, and I don't know why I've taken one, and I'll look to buy it if we get above here. So that's gonna be. I'm not gonna do anything in this middle range. Let me just check how many pips we've got here. Yeah, 66. Yeah, 85. We're good to go. Bullish Disso. Bullish on which market? Nasdaq. I don't have a preference right now. Um, in all honesty, if we could break today's low, I'd much rather sell it than buy it. And today's low is where this level is that I've highlighted. So So yeah, if we can get a close below here on the 15, I'll be looking to get short on the Nasdaq. I'll buy it as well if we get a close above here, but my preference would be to go short. Uh, Gold, I mean, look, we're $30 up on the day. Um, if we get a close above here, then breakout setups are back on. If I get a close below here, I'll look for shorts. So we're just waiting now, guys. This is the difficult bit. The difficult bit. This is where I see so many people hand back profits because they've been too what ill-disciplined not to stick to the plan. They don't wait for the candle to close, uh, and they just go with gut feel. There's times that I've got gut feel, right, and I'll just go, you know what, I'm not going to take the trade. But if let's say it was 120 or 115, anywhere like that, and price was pushing, and we're coming into these areas, then I'd look for momentum entries as COMEX is coming into play. But as it is right now, I'm not going to do anything. We do still have a sell stop on uh, um, that can go. We'll delete that now. So DAX sell stop has been deleted. Now, my 30-minute might look considerably different to yours. I will not take a trade until I see the second 15-minute MY candle close. Okay, but nice discipline. Nice discipline. So, how did everyone finish last week? How did everyone finish last week? We got some brilliant results within our community. Um, saw quite a few people that had blue days every day, which is superb. Uh, Any more questions coming in, guys? Okay, so to be fair, if the DAX, I don't think, I would leave that alone. I'd still wait for potential shorts. I think my preference would be to see the Nasdaq spike up, then reject and false break here to come back down. But I will trade it. Any analysis on gold? Yeah, let's go back to gold. Uh, okay, so what I was saying with gold, if, look, I mean, the daily, there's not a lot we can say other than then we broke the lows, we're above the highs, huge outside candle, very, very strong move to the upside. Four, 4 hour chart. We've broken out of 4 hour structure. We've had a nice uprange bullish candle close. This candle so far has wicked down, and if we break the high of that candle, in theory, because we're in an impulsive move, we should continue to push higher. On the hourly, we can see we've had uprange, inside, uprange, bullish downrange. Okay, so this is slightly different. This is the first change in candle where we've seen a lower high and a lower low on the hourly. All of these have been uprange candles, apart from this one, which was an inside, which usually shows that the market is pausing before continuation in this kind of um, market condition where we're just seeing such a, a strong move to the upside. Then we get a nice top wick, again showing a bullish close, but sellers pulled the last part of the candle down. Next one, we have a lower high and a lower low, so down range, but a very strong bullish close. This candle right now is we're only what 35 minutes into it, but we are in an up. It's an up range candle, means it has a higher high and a higher low. The close doesn't matter. If it closes bullish, fantastic. That adds more weight for the market to continue to the upside. If we look here, 30-minute candle, we closed above the previous resistance, which was here. But in terms of the market, yep, there was 27 points. So if this candle wicked down, you could have bought above the high, and we would have hit T1s, T2s if that happened. I wasn't looking at the markets then. 15-minute chart, well, definitely wouldn't have taken that 30-minute setup that I showed you, because if we look at the 15, we can see structure has been formed here, and the market's just come in, tapped it, and now we're staying below it. So if I'm going to take a trade, I need to see a 15-minute candle close above 3621.2. Okay, that's what I need to see. Did that analysis make sense, guys? Had a great week last week, but don't want to hear anything about pound New Zealand or New Zealand yen. Bloody hell. Okay, so not quite sure. Well, New Zealand yen, obviously, if you had a trade in overnight, uh, you will have had a little bit of an issue on the basis that the Japanese Prime Minister resigned. And effectively, the Japanese yen sold off pretty hard. And you will have just taken, I'm guessing, a big old fat loss on that one, I'm guessing. Alexei, thank you for the Thunder Hammer. Is that something that we use? When do we use the Thunder Hammer? Dare I ask? And how do we use it? Are you using TradingView? Yeah, I use TradingView, um, but only for analysis. I'm just still on MT5 at the minute, because by the time TikTok allows me to change back to TradingView, it usually takes 10 minutes or so. So I thought I'd stick on TradingView for now, MetaTrader for now, while we're waiting for a potential setup. Uh, Food GP lit up all the gifts. Thank you. Lighting up all the gifts. Not quite sure what that means. If anyone's familiar with TikTok and gifts and lighting up all the gifts, whatever that means, if someone could let me know, that would be much appreciated, as I am a little bit of a dinosaur when it comes to technology and social media. But okay, nothing going on there. Nothing there. Right. I will still wait for potential sells here. Gold trader, you with me being the dinosaur? Maybe it's just the dinosaurs that like to trade gold. Okay, guys, we've got quite a few watching right now. So, how many of you are actively trading? So, let me know. Are you trading a personal account, or are you trading a prop account or a demo account? Let me know which ones you're trading. Gerald, prop. Which prop firm are you using? Top Step funded by Disso. Personal real account, Freddy Tech. Okay, so plucking up the courage, Iceman. With a name like Iceman, I don't think we should be saying plucking up the courage, because it sounds like you're cool, calm, and collected. But a new one, funding traders. Okay. Well, for those of you that want to have a look at instant funding, I'm trading all props. Started two new challenges today. Nice. Do I think gold will drop? I'm sure it will do at some point. The question is how and when. There's no setup for me to sell it yet. Um, Semenjak, Nah, CMPFX. How the hell do you want me to? I don't even know what that means. If you good to put a face to the voice. Yeah, I've always got my face on camera. Um, what do you think about Lucid Group? No idea. Who's Lucid Group? Let me Google it. Lucid Group. Oh, okay. So they're an electric vehicle manufacturer, up 9% higher today. Yeah, I'm not a huge believer in these electrical EVs. Um, reason being is just the batteries are too expensive. If everyone was to have an EV, the grid would shut down. Um, once the battery has an issue, the car is pretty much worthless. So yeah, I'm not sure. I think before I become a believer in EVs, I think the technology needs to make battery efficiency better. But that's just my opinion. Zico, what is my yeah, full-time trader? Well, it depends what you call a full-time trader. I trade between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m. in the morning. I trade between 12:30 and 2:30 in an afternoon. But yeah, that's it. Um, the rest of the time, I'm creating content for my members, or I'm doing one-on-one mentoring sessions with my mentors. So I'm in and around the charts all day, but I don't trade all day. I just trade set specific times. What's my strategy? Strategy is very simple. I have four of them. So one is a breakout, one is a false breakout, one is a continuation, one is a range trade. In strong trends, I also do a flip entry. So that's it. Very, very specific rules. So there's no gray areas. It either happens or it doesn't happen. There'll be a few of my members in here today. There's definitely a few on YouTube. I'm not sure about in TikTok. I'm not sure if anyone's in TikTok right now, member-wise. But yeah, so that's what we do, guys. We've got a very simplistic approach. I believe I can teach the principles very, very quickly to anyone, any walk of life. Um, what is the difficult part, and this comes down to the individual. We can help with it, is self-discipline. Now, there's an old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right? So it's like how many people have um, a gym membership? Let's say how many people go in January go and get a gym membership. I was going to say the bits you can't teach are yeah, but that's where it's not necessarily teaching behaviors, but when people have mentoring sessions, the cycle that you can create, let's say you have a losing trade, how many people then want to jump straight back into a trade to try and get the money back? And then when they see the next trade at the same amount as what they just lost, they close it down because now they're happy that they've got what they lost back. But that doesn't make sense. It's not about getting back what you lost. You stick to the rules. If you can make more, you make more. If you don't get it all back, you don't get it all back. But I think this is the issue when people have certain behaviors. When you put yourself into a position where you're being mentored regularly, then you're held accountable. Because the last thing you want to do is rock up with your trading results and they say, oh, hold on a second, you've been making £100 every trade, and then this one you've lost 4,000. What happened there? And you go, well, I risked X amount and then I moved my stop loss. You just don't do it, right? So it's a bit like, how many of you go to the gym or have had a personal trainer? You get to the gym, You have a personal trainer, and they go to you, right? Okay, let's have a look at your food diary. So you pull out your food diary or whatever app you're using to count your macros. You go, this is what I had. And they look at it and go, okay, so you had 2,500 calories Monday, you had 2,400 Tuesday, you had 2,700 Wednesday, you had 3,500 Thursday, and 3,000 on Friday. We're Saturday now, and you've trained every day. You burnt 400 calories Monday, you burnt 600 Tuesday. Okay, so hold on, you're in a net deficit. Okay, so you've your calorie count and how much you've burned naturally by being alive, and then how much you've burnt by training weights or cardio, you're in a net deficit. But hold on a second, you've put on 2 kilos. So how the hell do you put on 2 kilos if you're in a deficit? Not possible. So you've lied about something. You either didn't do the training that you said you did, or you definitely didn't eat the calories that you said you did. And this is the thing about being held accountable, right? That's why you can, when it comes to trading, if you monitor and journal properly, when it comes to like being held accountable, if you do things in a specific way, you should get decent results eventually because it's basically like doing a clinical trial. Um, do you need an editor or a clipper? Um, for what sort of stuff? YFXE. Drop me a DM. Tell me what you do, and I definitely need someone that can. If there's any graphic designers that want to come up with a nice logo and some branding ideas, if there's anyone that can do that, let me know. I'm looking for buys on gold if we get a close above 36.21, but we've got 15 minutes to wait. I'll always tell you what I'm going to do, guys. It's just there's a lot of time just sat here waiting. Okay. Remember, the thing that we will do least of is trade. Okay. Um, yeah, the thing we'll do least of is trade. Peanut, good afternoon, mate. How are you? No trades so far. We've been sitting on the sidelines. It's been a quiet 45 minutes. I can tell it's been quiet. People on YouTube are getting sick of my voice. They're dropping off. They're like, this guy's not trading. I don't want to stay. If he's not placing trades, I don't want to stay. Remember, guys, you'll do more damage just placing trades for the sake of placing trades. So we're waiting for a close above. Good, 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 good. The DAX, yeah, no trades here. NASDAQ, we're gonna wait for buys above 23,750. I can't see the bloody numbers. 23,760 or sells below 23,700. So we're just waiting for a close above here or a close below here. Got nice clear candle space there. What's that? About 60 points and 84 points. So plenty of room. SpaceX buys 17 billion in EcoStar spectrum to supercharge Starlink direct call. Okay. Right. Any questions, guys? Is that Jordan Clark or George Clark? Welcome. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, we're just sitting tight, guys. Azrad Tams, Mansoure, good afternoon. Got 12 minutes to wait for a close. Until we get that close, I'm not going to do anything. We have to close above here and then a wick down, then we'll buy the highs. But I was going to say, oh yeah, it's all right. Already read that one. Already read that one. But if you've got any questions while we're waiting for Jan Gorg, thanks for the follow. Yuck. Give us a clue. 36. Yeah, these markets are a bit steady. Bit steady. So I'll give it till 2:30 today, unless something. Yeah, I just got to stick with the process. I only need it to move $1 to get risk free. I hit 2 TPs earlier. Well, nice one, Jan Gorg. What was that on? Was that on gold? One new message. Hello, it's Lana. Thanks for the follow. Hidden Treasure started following. Thank you, Hidden Treasure. Yeah, gold's been moving lovely for people that just want to sit and buy in. But in terms of the way that oops, in terms of the way, are you waiting for the sweep? No, I don't trade smart money concepts and I don't trade ICT, fair value gaps, sweeps, anything like that. Just price action. So is a sweep for me would be a false break setup, right? And if the breakout doesn't materialize, then I'll go in for a false break. But I will only ever trade what I see. Because look, I mean, how many times if people are looking at this, they say, "Oh, here's the sweep," and guess what? It goes another what? What did it move? Another $10, 100 points. So there's no point trying to go for sweeps when or false breaks while the market just keeps buying. Okay? If we get the setup, then fine, trade it. But it all comes down to having no gray areas. When I refer to gray areas, that means a specific set of rules that says if this happens, we do this. If that happens, we do that. Oh, oh God. When it's like this, it really does bore me. But and trying to talk to camera for 90 minutes is another thing that isn't exactly the easiest. So if there are questions, please fire them in. It always helps with engagement and keeping the stream a little bit more entertaining. I don't put music on anymore because kept getting blocked or banned. I didn't know if it was the music or if it was things that I was saying or websites, whatever. I don't know. But yeah, can't deal with the sensitivity that TikTok has and what you can't say. So always any kind of question is always much appreciated. Thank you, Jan Gorg. Very kind of you. Uh, Lakshmi, good afternoon. Okay, let me know where you're logging in from, please, guys. So we've got 7 minutes. 7 minutes. This is looking good for potential upside, but if it keeps going, if we get too far above this high, I'm definitely not going to take a trade. But if we stay anywhere in and around this area, I will be buying the high of this candle. Have I taken any trades today? Nope, no trades today. Mark Gillen, welcome, UK. South of France, Monaco, Iceman. Ah, very nice. Can't go wrong with the Riviera. This is going to go without as I can see it. But I thought it might be. I thought it might be, but I didn't want to say. But thank you, Mr. Discipline. So yep, we are just going to wait for the candle to close above. Ah, here we go. Don't really want it to bollocks. Okay. It's going to push a little bit hard. Okay, so the one thing that we can do, so I don't really want to be buying. Oh, it's not too bad actually. So we're going to see how this closes in the next 5 minutes. If it drops back down and closes down here, and we have, hmm, let's just wait. Let's just wait. I'm not even going to say anything now because the next 4 minutes could just blast off, and if it does, that's my day done. I'm not going to chase it. Yeah, unbelievable over there. I did the Grand Prix. What are you barking at? Go on then. I did the Grand Prix. I think it was 2015 or 2016. Yeah, how many hours do you recommend putting into learning trading before you can be profitable? Good question, Jack. Listen, everyone, it's like a piece of string. Everyone's learning capacity and development is different. What I would say is focus on one thing. So I would, oh, shut up. Yeah. I would focus on one setup. So whatever that setup is. So for example, here we're looking for breakouts, yeah? So I would focus on taking a breakout and mastering that one setup. So utilize it like Bruce Lee. So for example, Bruce Lee feared the man that practiced one punch 10,000 times, not the man that practiced 10,000 punches one time. So focus on one thing, get good at that, and you won't necessarily need anything else. Um, in terms of the hours, what I'd say is give yourself certain things to achieve in that hour. So let's say you're doing some kind of back testing or you're doing some kind of strategy testing in theory. I would never spend too long sat down focusing on the same thing. So let's say you give yourself an hour, then go away, come back, do another hour. You don't want to sit there because you won't digest it properly. You won't do things properly. You just get a little bit like tired of the because staring at a screen all day. That's why I only trade like a couple of hours in the morning, a couple of hours in the afternoon. Um, yeah. So set specific times that you can do just a bit here and there. Um, if you're going to be swing trading, then literally it's set and forget. You don't even need to look at the screens. Just set alerts when assets get to certain prices. But day trading, like what we do, you have to be on it completely, which is if your trade triggers, you want to manage the position. You don't want to be taking it away from it. So, gold trader, my sales at 36.2750 look close to getting filled. Yeah, not far off. We've got 2 minutes left of this uh, candle. Gold's up $38 on the day. Shebs follow. Thank you for the follow, Shebs. Very kind of you. So yeah, let's just see what happens in the next what have we got? Minute and a half for this candle to close. You waiting for a pullback before entering? Yeah, Gerald. Any creators you recommend learning from and what softwares can help? Um, so I like Magic Keys. So Magic Keys, a lot of my members use Trade Assistant, some use Dane's Trades. They're all the same backend. So like when you click on this bit up here, this is the inputs. So they all work on basically this technology that integrates with MetaTrader, and then you just set those according to your trading style. So I would say first thing is Trading View, that for analysis, and it's free. Only use the free version. You don't need. I hate MetaTrader for analysis. That's why you'll only ever see like two lines on my chart. Um, so I never analyze on MetaTrader. I just literally look here for opportunities that I have brought across from TradingView. So we've got 17 seconds for this candle to close. It looks like we're going to close above 20 pips. If we have a deep retracement back into somewhere into these wicks, if we, well, let's see, hold on, 2 seconds. Okay, I need to see a wick down. If it just goes, I'm going to let it go. Um, in terms of creators, yeah, so just let it go, guys. It's broken the highs. I'm not taking it. So just to give you a reason why I want a pullback. I want a pullback because if you imagine a bow and arrow, when you pull the bow backwards, you let go of the bow and the arrow projects forwards. So I want to see that when I'm buying. I want the market to come down, attract buyers, and then pop up. So listen, right now I've not bought this because it just broke the highs. Now imagine I just broke it. I'd be sitting what 20, 15, 20 pips offside now because I would have been impatient to place the trade. Now look, it could come down and then it could pop up and the trade could still be profitable. But as it stands, I'm not in this trade right now going, oh man, what did I take that for? My impatience got the better of me. I'm just saying, going, do you know what? It didn't meet my rules, so I didn't take it. If it came down now, got down here, gave a bottom wick, I'd still look to buy the high of this candle. Okay? It just means I would be not in the trade for nearly as long. That's it. So I wouldn't have had to sit through the 15, the 20 or 25. That's if it does continue to move higher. I don't know. Remember, I don't know what the market's going to do. I just have to have a set of rules that mean when I'm going to apply myself, they apply them and implement them to the market. I don't question myself. I just do it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so this one's gone. Nothing there. Okay, so setups for the NASDQ. I'm just going to let gold go and do whatever the hell it's going to do because gold trader, you should be filled now. 2750 will be filled. We're at 28.2. Tarmax, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. So, yeah, like basically, guys, we're just sitting tight. We're going to wait for gold's gone without us. So we were looking for longs above here, but we didn't get a bottom wick. And I'm not just going to chase. I'm not just going to chase a trade because the market's bullish. Okay, that's how you end up in big shit. Sometimes gut and feel will get you profit, but more often than not, gut, fear, greed will end in disaster. So let those that do that, let them grab the pips when they're there, and we'll just stick to our methods. Nice and simple. I don't care if it goes up, I don't care if it goes down. I just care that I implement my rules consistently. And if we do that consistently, you'll get results. So, you know, like I said, guys, there's my analogy of whenever I'm placing a trade, I always want to think like a pilot. I'd much rather be a pilot on the floor wishing I was in the air than a pilot in the air wishing I was on the floor. So always think about like that, you know. And the point of that saying is we're looking at the markets, we create our rules, and if it doesn't align, we don't take the trade. Because if you do take the trade and you've broken your rules, you're going to be sat in that trade thinking, right, how do I manage it? How do I get out of it? Oh no, it's gone against me. Now what do I do? Do I buy again? Do I hedge? Do I kill it? These are all positions you don't want to put yourself in. You have a Discord or a community that I can perhaps join. Love the insights you give here. Thanks, Gerald. Yeah, so if you just click on I've got 07356237138. So that's a UK number. Just connect with me on business WhatsApp and I can share any links you want. 07356237138. So it's a UK WhatsApp. I'm not doing anything August. I was looking at buying gold, but it didn't set up, so I didn't do anything. Potential for a buy on NASDAQ if we get a close above 23,760. If market comes down to 36,2250, I will bring stop to entry. Nice. That'd be a nice 50 points up for you there. Now, let's just go back to gold. See, nowhere did we get a wick down for that trade. So that's why I didn't buy it. We would have hit targets. We would have hit T1, T2, but it didn't create a bottom wick. So there's no trade for me. Um, Thanks, Gerald. Thanks for the comment. Appreciate it. So whereabouts are you based, Gerald? Uh, a buy at 14. Oh, that's running nicely there. Mark, what's your plans for management on that one, Mark? Mark Gilliam. Philippines. Nice. Haroon Hussein, do you see any big retraces? Don't see any retracement at the minute. If we see one, then I'll be trading my BPC trade, which is breakout pullback continuation. But yeah, there's no retraces. These little bits here, it's negligible. We'll see what happens when the US opens in 24 minutes, when New York Stock Exchange opens. See if the stock markets take a dump or see if they continue to push higher, which we're seeing mm, right now. The what Nasdaq's up 113 points on the day. I've taken profits off on the way up and set to break even. TP at 34. Nice work. Is this 30 minutes the NY pre-market? Yeah, so we're 23 minutes now. 23 minutes to NYSE open. So how's Christia Dragos? Hi, what do you think about robot trading? If I was to give you my answer, I might get banned. Um, I've had two. Saying that, listen, there's I've had two really, 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 really bad experiences. However, there was a period of time where, well, in fact, my problem with EAs and robots are they all work for a period of time and they're all curve fitted for the market conditions. So I've had one, or I was in one that was a very high returning one, and then it just blew up really, really quickly. And then I was in one that had over 8 years of track record and was doing really, really well. Again, steady returns, nothing crazy on that one, but like anything between 1% and 3% a month. And then just before Trump came into power, uh, it literally just lost the plot. and wiped out everything. So yeah, I'm just going to stay in control of what I can control, which is my trading, and I'm going to leave robots and EAs to other people. I don't code, so I'd always want to interfere with EAs. I'd look at it and I'd say, "Oh, why is that happening?" I don't see that based on my rules, and I just want to interfere. So yeah, I'm going to leave EAs and that kind of stuff all alone. I'm hoping for a big pullback to 3600, and then I'll enter a buy again. Okay, I mean, to be fair, a pullback to 3600 is less than the day's move so far. It's only a $28 move back, and today's up $41.50. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. All right, like I said, on NASDAQ, my preference is I want to see a spike higher and then a rejection. I'd like to be selling these markets, but we'll see. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Well, I'm just sat here thinking now that I wouldn't mind being sat in the Riviera right now. That would be quite nice because I'm not sure that we're going to see too much from these markets today. So yeah, no trades for me today. No trades, absolutely nothing. I had one trade placed on the DAX, sell stop underneath here, and then we cancelled it once we had an uprange bullish candle close. So yeah, nothing activated, and only one pending order was placed. Okay, so which weather is great. Lovely, lovely. Uh, God, dog wants to come back in now. Come on. So, which strategy am I using? So, I'm a price action trader. Who said that? Uh, yeah, Gerald, I'll send you the link shortly. Um, yeah, yeah, he was out there with Will, wasn't he? Yeah, good, good, good fun. No doubt you boys had good fun over there. Um, so yeah, in terms of strategy, they're price action based strategies, which means, look, I'm just going to change my screen to trading view just so you can get a feel of what I do. Uh, I can do it on YouTube very quickly, but TikTok always takes a couple of minutes for some reason. Yeah, I'm going to check gold. I'm just uh, Herdy Lecky. Let's check gold. You want to? Why do you want to check gold so badly? It's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. I'm trying to change screens on TikTok, guys. So just bear with me. There we go. Right. Okay. So look, what I want to show you. So those of you that have been asking what strategy, let me just get rid of the short setup. So look, when I said I was looking for a breakout long, first thing I wanted to see was candle. So look, resistance close above. So here's our resistance level. It's marked as a resistance level because we've got a bullish candle followed by a bearish candle. So we get a close above. Next candle, I want to see, do we have clear space? Well, we know we've got clear space because it's all-time highs. Next candle to wick down. Now, if you look at this, you can probably say there's a wick down here, but on my broker, it was literally just the spread, and there's no way I'm accounting that as a wick down. It wasn't, it was like a point and a half. So in theory, if we have a wick down and then it breaks the highs, then I'll take the trade. Then it'll be 10 pip, uh, first take profit, 20 pips, second take profit, and then it's not us. Come here, come here, come here, come here. Okay, so I've got my window open and the dog can hear bloody someone's doorbell go off. So if you start getting some barking in a second, you know why. Are we not waiting for a retracement on gold? Yep, waiting for a retracement, but that could be tomorrow. It could be today. Just took a just took a look. A friend of mine is long 36.23.50. You're right, but I think completely nuts to be buying. Um, look, I mean, I based on my rules, gold trader, I'd be long at 26.50 if the market gave me the setup. Um, and I don't mind because I'm only looking for $1, $2 to scale out, and then I'll trail it. Uh, Carl, so we've got a couple of brokers. So if you're, we use Icon. We've got if you're looking for offshore, and if we're looking for UK, we use Intertrader. So some people obviously prefer offshore to get the increased leverage. Some people prefer UK for FCA. So personal preference, but yeah, I can keep you uh, posted on those if you want some information. Whereabouts are you based, Carl? Are you UK? So even this now, that I'm not going to look for opportunities here. If we get, see, the long has gone. So what I would look at is I would use my BPC setup. So this is what I want to look for. Aha, typical. Now we're back to the usual technology screwing up on me. It's been working for too long today that it just had to go and screw up. Ah, there we go. So these are my rules for a BPC. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for two downrange candles. They can be bullish or bearish, it doesn't matter. So downrange candles. Then I'm looking for buyers to come back in. If buyers come back in, I get a bullish candle close. If I've got 20 pips up to the next resistance level, I look to place the trade if I get a wick down. I can't be long in the 3600s. I will trade from small shorts or B square. Yeah. Okay. So any kind of retracement now, I'm just looking for buyers to step back in. Let's have a look, see what's going on with NASDAQ. Yeah, so Carl, happy to share some information with you on those. If drop me a WhatsApp to my UK number, then I'll share all details if you're interested. Um, okay, so let's see if we can get a close above. Hmm. All right, 13 minutes. All right, I'm going to be done on gold. There's nothing on gold. I'm just going to hopefully wait for a setup here on the NASDAQ. This is going to be my only opportunity now today, I believe. I'm not interested in gold anymore. I'll wait for tomorrow. So, NASDAQ, we're going to wait for close above. And we can potentially trade breakout up to here. Or if we get a close above, then a close back below, then we can trade a false break below. Now, there's no news today, so everything, so we're looking at buys above 23,760 or false break. Now, remember, we don't know if false break is going to happen until it happens. So That just means we have to imagine that the breakout is going to happen until it doesn't. Yeah. So let's see what happens. 12 minutes. 12 minutes to go. If it closes below 36.24, market will flush. That's well, nothing for me there. Only NASDAQ is the only thing I'm interested in right now. Gold, I'll wait for it tomorrow. Long or short, not bothered. 10 minutes to go. Potential setup incoming. So this is, we've waited what, 80 minutes for a potential setup. We had a trade on the DAX, but it didn't materialize. So we cancelled it the following candle, and here we are. So no trades at present. Just got to wait for a candle close in the next 10 minutes above 23,760. If we don't close above, then there will be no setup. Okay, there will be no setup if there is no close above. Regan, good afternoon. Thanks for the follow. Jerry Brooks, thanks for the follow. So if you have just tuned in, price action trader, keeping things simple. Why do we keep things simple? So that we can be consistent. The more difficult we make things, the more difficult it is to be consistent. And if you're not consistent, you sure as hell are not going to be able to monitor what's working and what's not working. It'd be like a chef changing the ingredients for a dish every time. He wouldn't know what was working or what didn't work. So you want to keep, here we go. This might be another one that's going to go without us. Say that again, please. What what was it? Sorry, Gold Trader. What was I talking about? I just go on I go on tangents, and sometimes I can't remember what I was talking about. So I need a once you that once you get 45 plus, the memory's not quite what it was. And to be fair, it was never great in the first place. Order. Okay, yeah. So the order I'm looking for on the Nasdaq, well, it depends, right? I'm looking for a close above 23,760. So we've got 8 minutes left on this candle. So right now, if it pops higher where we are, it's just going to go without us, and then that will be my day done. KTS444, thanks for the follow. So yep. So for those of you that are watching, in theory, if we close like this is what the order is going to be. We can look to trade it up towards 23,850. I will have TPs set in at 20 pips, 40 pips, and then trail. Okay, so that's what it will look like. But we have to close above 23,760. So that'll be the first thing. The second thing, once we close above there, I need to see the next candle pull back down. So start selling. Why do I want to see it start selling? I want to see it start selling for the bow and arrow. If we want to fire an arrow forwards, we pull the bow back, we let go of the bow, the arrow projects forwards. So with trading, I'm looking for the same thing. When we were a kid, you used to have a car, you used to pull it back, let go of it, it went forwards. Elastic band, pull it back, let go, goes forwards. So that's the rationale, the thought process that I use. So the move down is, in theory, the market grabbing liquidity, interesting buyers to participate in buying the market again. So as it comes down, buyers get more active, and as it breaks new highs, that's when I look to take the trade. Does that make sense, guys? If that makes sense, just drop a yes in the chat or hit some likes, whatever you prefer. Nick does crypto, welcome. Argentina peso slumped 7% at open. Okay, brilliant. User 10046, thanks for the follow. I'm not reading out the rest of the numbers. We'll be here till New York close. But thank you. I'm guessing somewhere in Canada you're based. Country I've never been to, but would love to. Ah, okay, so are we going to see the rejection? You should call it the Robin Hood strategy. I think Robin Hood is not far from where I was born, actually. Old, Master Dax, good afternoon. So listen, we've got 5 minutes. And if this market stays below, then there is going to be potential for a setup, but it will be a slightly different setup. 36.24, you're getting close. What are we? 36.25.86 and dropping. Gold trader, keep saying it, buddy. Keep saying it. It's getting close. Four minutes for this candle to close and the paint drying to finish. If we don't get a close above, I will just literally watch a couple of minutes of the open, and then I'm gonna turn the screens off and call it a day, guys. Uh, One of my friends just literally just had a baby girl. So, con lightweight, I know. I just I'll give it a few minutes. We'll see. Let me just check to see how. Okay, we're getting there. 2 minutes 15 seconds. Close above, and we've got a setup. Wow, I thought you were going to say trades. 3 boys, 3 girls. My God, you got your hands full. That is some serious looking after. FX Wealth Bulls, welcome to the stream. Game Game Changer. I remember that name. That's Jimmy. Is, did Jimmy just jump in? 1 minute 30 seconds. See if we can remain above the level. If we can, we've got a potential trade, and then we'll get that order placed. Is gold going up? I mean, this candle is an inside candle, so this could just be a liquidity grabbing liquidity before we break the highs, but I'm not going to do any buys until we have two retracement candles. And I'm probably not going to do any buys at all now because I'm not interested in sticking around. 30 seconds. There's going to be no setup here. Right. Okay. On the open, I want this candle to move up. If it moves up, oh, it needs to close bearish. Oh, well, there you go. Look at that. Would we have hit target or is it? I don't think so. You'd be at break even now, but let's. If we take out the low of the candle, I'm going to sell it. If we take out the low of the candle, I'm going to sell. So I'm selling the NASDQ lows, 15-minute lows. I will stick here for this. If this candle, but it has to be on this candle. So I've got a sell stop order in now here. Has to trigger this candle. If it doesn't trigger this candle, I'm canceling the order. So that's effectively the order that we've got in. I'm trying to change it on TikTok. I've put the screen up on YouTube. Here we go. There we go. All right, let me just put partial TPs in. There we go. Okay, so if we break the low of this 15-minute candle, we're going to be triggered in. I'll move my stops to break even at 15 pips. Ah, why is it doing this? Let's cancel that. I wanted to put an auto break even in at 15 pips, but every time I tried to move it, it was just moving the sell stop. No, I'm not selling now. I've got a sell. I've got a pending sell stop underneath the low of the 15-minute candle. So at 23,749.8 is my order. So I don't know if you can see this line here. Oh, hold on. Let's just get ready. Right, we're in. Oh shit. This is going to be a quick trade. We're going to have our first loss. Well, it's the way I like it. If we're going to have a loss, make it quick. It's a very tight stop as well. It's only, what, 23, 24 pips. And there we go, guys. Let's change the stats. We have officially taken our first loss. I'm just going to do that now. So let's just change our stats on the screen. Gold has been sold, has it? Can't see. And why can I not change? Bear with me a second, guys. I'm just trying to change the stats on the screen. What is going on? Okay, I'm just going to change it on YouTube because it's easier. There we go. What? So that takes 2 seconds. But TikTok, ah, Dan, I you can't say hate the open. I love the open. We have that you're always going to take trades that will win, lose. You just you cannot be disgruntled. But there. No. Oh, that's not what I'm trying to do. Why will it not let me change the bloody text? So YouTube, I've changed it in 2 seconds. Bloody here we go. There we go. Done. Updated stats. So 10 wins, 1 loss, 4 break evens. And guys, unfortunately, the the rejection after breaking the highs. So listen, this is why I took the trade. Market came in, we came above here, we rejected. The next candle pushed up, took out the highs, and then came back down and took the lows. So look, the whole point of that, if we think about price action, is first thing is market's taken in this instance, if we're going to break the high after rejecting a level, then you would expect it to carry on. Now, yes, the open is going to be more volatile. Yes, it's Monday, but I will take the trade every time. So, but one thing we did is we kept our risk very, very small because I trade at a fixed lot size. So it was only 20 pips, 22 pips, sorry. But if I'd have used the high of that candle, then it would have been about 38 pips. So I need to go change my orders. Be right back. No problem. So as soon as it broke the lows, that's it. I'm in and reduced risk over the high of this candle. If it breaks the high, I'm killing the trade. I don't want to be in it. In terms of where it's going now, yes, you got 80 points to the highs, but there's no trade here because it's moved too far. It's moved too far, and you've only got this up for grabs. So that's it, guys. I've waited all day for that for one trade, and unfortunately, didn't didn't pan out. So first and foremost, thank you for everyone watching. Um, Thank you for being part of the live stream today. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. For those of you that have messaged me on WhatsApp, I'll send out links, etc. shortly. All right, guys, have a great day. Catch you all tomorrow, and let's hope let's hope we get back on our winning ways tomorrow. One trade today, one loss. Take care. Bye bye. Cheers, Dan. Take care, buddy. Cheers, Vic.